Today on DC News Now at noon, a second suspect arrested and the search for a third after a 4-year-old shot. We hear from the district's police chief and where the investigation stands. And later, stretching your dollar, how you can save when it comes to your car maintenance and what you can do to keep the costs low. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us for the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, it looks a lot like Monday. It's just a continuation.
Yeah, exactly right, Mark. It just seems like somebody hit the loop or the repeat button out there. Yeah, we're just looking at pretty similar stuff as compared to yesterday. Now, as we move forward, there will eventually be some changes to the forecast, but when exactly are those going to take shape? We'll have a check for you coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. We knew at noon another person in custody after a triple shooting that sent a 4-year-old to the hospital, and police are on the lookout for a third suspect. Police say the man was involved in the shooting, and they say he and 2 other men, 24-year-old Jari Hart and 19-year-old Yahweh Chambers, shot at each other around 6:30 last night. Both Hart and Chambers have been arrested and charged with assault with dangerous weapons. A 4-year-old who was around during the shooting was shot during the incident, and as were Hart and Chambers.
They were victims, but guess what? They're also suspects, and we placed both of them under arrest. One last night, one today. You know why? Because community video revealed that both of them were shooting. So they're victims, but they're also suspects.
All 3 who were shot are expected to make a full recovery. Well, candidate Dan Cox says he didn't know he was shaking hands and receiving a gift from a representative of the Proud Boys during a previous interaction. Our Leonard Fleming covers politics and government, and he sat down with Maryland's candidate for governor to discuss the issue.
Yes, we did. He definitely was on the defensive today, blaming the Maryland Democrats and his opponent, Wes Moore, for deflecting from other issues in the campaign. Cox told me he doesn't support the Proud Boys and their rhetoric, and that his security detail escorted the young man out after the brief exchange. The handshake footage, first reported by the Washington Post, happened on primary election night as Cox was greeting his supporters. In the video that was posted to Cox's Vimeo account and since removed, the young man steps up to greet the gubernatorial candidate. Cox says he was being polite to shake the man's hand.
I didn't know who he was. I'm not familiar with insignias. I had no knowledge of what his shirt said.
Cox described the comb gift that was handed to him as odd.
I discarded it, as I said, and also I learned our security escorted him out. You know, that the media would be so focused on this stupid comb when right now, Leonard, today's news headline, Maryland is at the bottom of the United States with education, failing our 4th and 8th graders.
Cox blames the Moore campaign, distracting from not paying his water bill or receiving homestead property tax credits he didn't earn.
Look, hundreds of people come to events, you know, and we have a security measure in place. These are governance issues that really matter. A comb from somebody randomly walking up to me, you know, this is ridiculous.
But did he hear the man say he was a member of the Maryland Proud Boys?
I stand by what I said. It was very noisy in there. And I don't remember everything that was being said, but I remember being, you know, confronted and handed a very weird thing, a comb.
Cox said he vehemently rejects the Proud Boys doctrine.
So we, you know, removed it from the Vimeo site because that's not anything that we would endorse. I denounce all such violence, and I don't care who you are.
Moore says Cox has a problem with the truth.
He knows the Proud Boys insignia because he's tweeted about them before. He knows who they are. And I just don't know anyone else who would be proud or excited to see a member of the Proud Boys, even though they were on full display at his victory party. He knows what we all know is that the Proud Boys is a white supremacist domestic terrorist group. I think once again, our opponent has showed us his values.
Cox said the video was posted but not vetted because he has a small campaign staff. Once contacted, his staff took it down. For DC News Now, I'm Leonard Fleming.
Leonard, thank you. Hagerstown police are looking for a suspect connected to a deadly shooting last Tuesday night. Oh, take a look at your screen. Police are looking for 20-year-old Tejan Najari Gill for the murder of Sharon Clark. Clark was found with gunshot wounds near 55 Murph Avenue and later died at a hospital. HPD are offering a reward for any information leading to Gill's arrest. Police say he's considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, please call 911. Well, new at noon, Rishi Sunak just became Britain's third prime minister of this year and UK's first leader of color. He's also the youngest leader in more than 200 years. Sunak met with King Charles III at Buckingham Palace, where he was officially asked to be the new leader. He's now tasked with handling an economic crisis that has left the country's finances while millions are struggling to pay their food and energy bills. Well, developing now, Prince George's County police are investigating two deadly accidents. The first one happened just after 10 o'clock last night on Tucker Road near Palmer Road in Fort Washington. A woman died when her vehicle overturned. The cause of the accident is under investigation. And police in Prince George's County are also investigating a deadly hit and run in Glen Arden. It happened just after midnight on Martin Luther King Jr. Highway at Ardwick-Ardmore Road. Now, this video is from our contributor Larry Calhoun of Real Time News. The driver of the vehicle that hit the man did not stay on scene. If you have any information, you're asked to call Prince George's Crime Solvers. Well, one person is recovering after being shot near a Northern Virginia shopping center. Now, it happened on Little River Turnpike in Fairfax County just before 6 p.m. last night. Right now, no word on the shooter. We're also working to learn the condition of the victim. Well, Montgomery County police are searching for two suspects who they say opened fire in downtown Silver Spring. Bullets hit a business and a car yesterday morning. It happened near Veterans Plaza and the Civic Center. Surveillance video shows a man pointing a gun before running out and later coming back. A second suspect is captured racing down the stairs holding a backpack. If you have any information, call Montgomery County Police. Well, happening now, a Russian court rejected the appeal by WNBA star Brittany Griner after she was sentenced to 9 years in prison for a drug possession. Now, this is a step that could move her closer to a possible high-stakes prisoner swap between Moscow and Washington. The two-time Olympic gold medalist was convicted in August after police say that they found vape cartridges filled with cannabis oil in her luggage at an airport in Moscow. Griner admitted that having the cartridges, but she said that she packed them by mistake and she had a prescription. Griner's team and the U.S. State Department believe that she's innocent. The punishment at the hands of the Russian government is excessive. The 9-year sentence is close to the 10-year maximum, but Griner's defense team, said that most defendants get around 5 years or parole or granted parole. Vanilla Bean, known as D.C.'s hot lady, has died at 103. Bean originally opened Bean Millery and bridal supplies in Northwest D.C. back in 1979. She received the Mayor's Arts Reward and on her birthday for her contributions to the city. Well, community members and city leaders have shown an outpouring of love for Bean, including Mayor Muriel Bowser. She says that she was an inspiration for generations of black women and for anyone who ever thought about turning their talent into a business. Bean will be remembered as a fashion icon, and her designs are displayed in D.C.'s National Museum of African American History.